Welcome back. We are down to the wire when it comes to the election. And I've been talking to Alan Valdes, Wall Street veteran with Silver Bear Capital, and just about as we lead up to this election. And Alan, this has been the most interesting election. I keep thinking they're all so interesting, but this has really been, and we've got an increase now in COVID cases, particularly in Europe. And you talked about this a couple of weeks ago. You're really kind of ahead of the game. I mean, do you think this is going to have an impact on people's voting?
Well, two things. One, I think it could, but another thing, people have voted already. So many people, by some accounts, up to 40 million people have voted already. So I don't know if it's going to impact. And I think, say if you're voting for Trump, you're going to vote for Trump no matter what. The coronavirus is not front and center. It's very critical, without a doubt, but you're still going to vote for Trump. I think, the economy and other issues are going. I think, I hear Joe Biden say, there's a seat at the table maybe missing tonight because of the virus. But the fact is, people want to have a table to have food on, to have a job. So I think, yes, they're worried about the coronavirus, but also they're more concerned about their paycheck. They're more concerned about working and gas prices. If Joe does get the presidency, and it's a toss-up right now. I mean, you could see gas prices go up to $8 a gallon. It's possible.
Why Harold Ham say $6 a gallon because of all the new regulations and restrictions? And speaking of that, I mean, he talked about transitioning away from fossil fuels. I mean, he said that during the debate. And I mean, what is your take on that? Because I think, solar, wind, all that is great. I love having various sources of energy, but fossil fuels is still very crucial. In fact, don't we use fossil fuels to power some of the things to get solar and wind? Like we still
Correct.
Yeah.
Listen, and I'm guessing it's just political talk, and it's not going to ever happen anytime soon because we need a reliable source of energy. I mean, if you look in California now, they have these rolling blackouts now. It's like a third world nation out there. It's crazy. California with rolling blackouts because they've gotten rid of a lot of their fossil fuel plants, which, they do pollute, but they're not that bad a polluter. We've lived with them forever. The earth is still ticking. So I don't think, and China is the big one. I mean, we don't get rid of China's fossil fuel, and it doesn't matter what we do here. So I think cooler heads will definitely prevail at some point, maybe not this election, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work right now. It can't support the grid that we need for all the people we have and all the energy we use in America. It doesn't work.
No, and you're right. I mean, people criticize about the Paris Climate Accord and President Trump pulling the U.S. out. But if we don't get China, to abide by it, it really doesn't matter what any other country does.
It's a moot issue. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
But it's a crazy, like you said, this is the craziest. I thought Al Gore was bad. This is Al Gore on steroids. I mean, and I don't think we're going to know till a few days after the earliest who really won this. And then they'll be court forever. I think if someone wins in a landslide, well, that'll be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's Biden or whether it's Trump, whoever it is wins in a landslide, then there's no debating. That's what you'd like to see, really. But if it's close, and it'll probably be very close, it's going to be wild.
And that's what we really need, because I feel like if it's close, no matter what, we're just going to continue where we are now, continuing to fight, continuing to block bills that people need. And, I feel, I don't know. I can see it going a couple of different ways next week. So we'll see. Now, what do you think will be the most crucial state?
Well, I think Pennsylvania is going to be the most crucial. But I think Pennsylvania will go for Trump because at the end of the day, I think a lot of Trump voters are admitting to people that they're voting for Trump. And Pennsylvania is a big fracking state. It's a big gun state. I mean, those two issues are front and center with Biden. He wants to get rid of the guns and he wants to stop fracking. And no matter what he says now, he's already said that. And Harris has said that many times. Yeah. So that platform, like you mentioned, is definitely going to phase out fossil fuels. And that's a lot of jobs in Pennsylvania. But Pennsylvania is a lot of electoral votes. It's a critical state. It looks like Trump has a pretty good lead in Florida now, in Ohio now, and some of those other swing states. So he could come from behind like he did 4 years ago and win this. But it's, I hate to say it's too early to pick, but I mean, it's only, 6 days left? I mean, it's crazy.
It is. But and if he does, in fact, win Pennsylvania and win Florida and Ohio, We may know that night, but there'll be
If,
lawsuits after.
if he wins Pennsylvania, Ohio, Florida, I mean, you can shut the TV off because he's probably won. I don't see him losing many Midwestern states. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I think he's
You know,
in Wisconsin. But well, so in terms of investment advice, and we talked last week about cash. I mean, are you sticking with that to stay in cash until we get some clarity?
yeah, and now, I mean, we got a busy day, not here, but across the pond. Uh, France's president may speak in about 2 hours. That's 8 o'clock their time, and he may close the borders. Germany's going to seem like they're going to shut down again. So this virus is spreading, and now that's another thing. They are our biggest trading partner. We import more from China, obviously, but our biggest partner is the Eurozone. And if that shuts down, that's going to have a big effect on the American economy. So we're going to have to watch that closely.
Well, we've definitely seen it in the markets this week. And do you think there is any chance that all the U.S. will shut down again?
I don't think so. And here's one reason, too. I mean, Germany has shut down already. France has shut down already. They opened up. Now they're going to shut down again. So the shutdowns really work. I think masks work, or the face shields work. But I don't know if shutting down, and plus, how much can you really shut down? People have to go out to grocery shop. Even if they close their jobs, they still have to go out and get, household things to keep life going. So I don't know if, in fact, shutdowns work that well. Just smart works. I mean, wear that mask. I believe in the mask. I don't care. And this time, I disagree with the president. I think you should always wear the mask. I'm actually, if this thing does start to spike here in Florida, I'm going to start wearing the face shield too.
Yeah.
You can't be too careful. These things are this disease is very, very virus rather is very contagious, and it's very serious. Got to take it serious.
Well, and wash your hands, because I remember early on, I talked to an epidemiologist who said this virus, the coating of it breaks down really easy under soap and water. And so I think, we don't wash our hands enough. I know it's a pain, but just a simple thing, free, easy, can keep you safe. So wash hands, sanitizer, mask. Get us.
And I've been doing since March, actually. A friend of mine, South African, and there's really not that kind of breakout in South Africa. They had high numbers because of tourists coming in there. But in the rural areas, there's not that breakout because they drink tonic water with quinine. That has worked for malaria and seems to work with this virus. So I've been drinking tonic water with quinine every day, just a shot glass. That's all you have to do, just a shot glass of quinine water. And also gargling with warm salt water. Listerine, even with alcohol, if you're going to use Listerine, get the original with alcohol. That kills 99% of salt water will kill 100% of any bacteria in your throat. And initially, they thought it came in through the throat. Whether that's so viable, I don't know, because they keep changing things around. But I've been warm salt water, and knock on wood, I've been healthy. And I'm staying away from crowds. My sister's having Thanksgiving Day Thanksgiving Day dinner. And I said, I'm going to pick. Thanks anyway. I'm not taking any chances meeting family that they've been to college. They're back home now. It's not worth it.
Well, I can't wait to get back to normal. It's kind of sad, but thank you, Alan. We will talk again next week and get kind of a wrap up of what happens on Tuesday. It's going to be a very interesting few days ahead.
It is going to be interesting, and the rest of the week here is going to be interesting with Europe. So we got to keep an eye on Europe, at least for the market.
Okay. Thank you, Alan Valdes.
Thank you.